So don't you feel that people, like you said, Pakistani women, don't you feel that they go to another country and they are more free rather than they are in their own country? Like they have all these things in their head. They want to make jokes about it, but they can't because of their cultural restrictions and all that. So that must be so much like you're experiencing a different culture and you're seeing how funny they can be. Like we have this perception of Pakistani people, and then you see, okay, this is because I went to the UK and there Indians, Pakistani, Sri Lankan, Bangladeshi, all are the same. They don't really see any differences, and they have their own cultural backgrounds, but they're all funny. They're all good human beings, and that's not the scene we see here. So I think even you must have experienced something similar in Japan, right?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So I'll tell you, I've interacted with Pakistani, Bangladeshi, Sri Lankans, and there is no communal violence happening. There is no bigotry happening in Tokyo. Everyone just wants to get by. Everyone just wants to do their job, have a good social life, and that's it. Yeah, I mean, you will never see, and I had like close Bangladeshi friends, and I'm not saying that, okay, I don't know what internally they have thoughts, but I would never see them pushing their political agendas on you. And they would like come for Bollywood nights. Like Pakistani people would come for like Bollywood nights in Tokyo, and that was very surprising. They like,
love our music,
yeah,
and we
they
love
do.
so many Pakistani singers as well. Yeah.
And I would never they would never act disrespectfully. They would never start talking about propagandas and shit. So like, I mean, I've heard like from my British friends that, okay, like Leicester is the place where a lot of fights like this happen. You will never see that in Japan. Japan people become internally more peace loving. People become more. Japan like brings out a lot of internal aspects to you.
Why do you think that's the case? Like it's a very easygoing place, lots of happy people.
No. I'll tell you, like a lot of people who have, just like me, I had an amazing, very socially rich life. Okay, internally I was very lonely. One of the reasons that brought me back to India, because I needed a family.
Yeah.
That need, that requirement for family becomes a lot stronger in a different country. Why do you think Indians and Guju people are like everywhere and they go in groups? And like you'll see in America, there are like full settlements of Indian people.
Yeah. But I feel that's every community,
But
right?
Japan, even the ones like, okay, let's discard India out of this conversation. I had a lot of friends who were like so socially active, okay? Internally, they were miserable. And they had like everything. They were rich. They had great dating life. They were like good looking. They had everything going on for them. Still, somehow, they were very lonely. And like just very recently, my friend just said, he was in Australia, in Melbourne. He's like living his life. And he was like, you know, I was in Tokyo, one of the most populated cities in the world. Yet I was so lonely. It's a thing that happens in Tokyo. Because even like initially when I went to Tokyo, I had a very difficult time making good friends. And people are a lot more, they keep to themselves in Tokyo a lot. It's harder to make friends in Tokyo. It's harder to make plans with someone in Tokyo. Like, because people like have their schedules booked for like months. So like if you want to hang out with someone, you can't just like go and hang out with them. Like in India, you could do that.
Yeah.
Like in India, if you're like, okay, what are you doing? You just call randomly. You can call anyone and you can go to his house. You can't do that in Tokyo. Tokyo, you have to like book a person couple of months or weeks earlier.
Booking a person sounds very creepy.
Yeah, you have to like take an appointment. It's not that simple. But you can't just go right off the bat, do something random. Like, okay, like there are like two close friends that you may have who are equally bored and equally that their work schedules matches yours. So you can see them more frequently. But the way the life is designed in Tokyo, and especially like residential areas, like India, you feel popular. Even if you go down, you'll see people.
Yeah.
But in Japan, like other than the main area, Shinjuku, Shibuya, if you get out of that main party place, get out of that, most of them are residential areas. 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. After that, you'll not see anyone on the street.
Wow.
It's dead. It's dull.
That's depressing.
It is depressing.
Like we are, as Indians, we are used to seeing people around, interacting with people all the time.
Yeah. it is very depressing. Like, and certain areas, like me and my friend would call that. So there was this line called Nambu line, and the few stations in that line, the few areas on that were the most depressing places. We would like, oh my god, these people are suicidal. So it exists in Japan, and people can't do anything about it. You want to live in a residential area for the safety of it, because living we live in crowd. We don't want to live in crowd. We want to go to a more secluded, where we can have a bungalow, some life, and But in Tokyo, it's people want to do that, but then it's a very depressing, lonely place.
Yeah.
So all these factors also like get in, and like the dating culture is so bad in Tokyo. Like, don't even get me started.
Why? Tell me about it.
Like I blame Gen Z, not just Tokyo. Gen Z has ruined the whole dating experience. Like it's a lot of people in Japan like are now openly opting for open relationships and open marriages. A lot of people.
But that's the case worldwide, right? It's not just Japan.
Tokyo is more like adopting the New York way of
Yeah.
life, the New York culture, dating culture. So I had to like explain, if I would ever want to go on a date with any guy who asks me out, I would have to like explicitly say, if you're dating someone else, don't waste your time on me. I don't want us, because what happens is, when they date like 2-3 girls, they only have like weekends free, most of them.
Yeah.
Right. So even that on that weekend, let's say Saturday and Sunday they're free. So you have to like take an appointment already. So you have to like share that person's one day at a time. And if he's dating someone else for 3 weeks, I may not see that guy. So this is what happens and like that, till then the spark is gone.
Yeah. Can't imagine that, like 3 weeks and not seeing them, then that'd be weird.
Like in India, if you start dating someone, you will, you'll call or text every day. You'll
Yeah, of
see them.
course.
The ease of everything, of meeting someone is a lot. And, people, telework did, I would say, like when people started remote working during COVID, made things a lot easier for a lot of people. Okay. But still at the same time, when COVID went away and, people started going back to office, the whole work culture comes in between your dating life, then it sucks. It really sucks. Well, yeah. And then the dating life, obviously, you have to share your time. And a lot of Japanese women do not want to date Japanese guys anymore. Like, I would have people, like girls come and tell me, like, Natasha, don't date a Japanese guy. They're not good. And I'm like, why?
Yeah, what are the reasons they gave? Why are Japanese men not good?
I don't believe in all that. I worked with Japanese men, okay? They were very respectful, they were very nice, they were very sweet, very thoughtful. And most of them are like that. Like I say, more than 80% are very nice, down to earth. A little, they do keep to themselves. They do tend to like keep to themselves.
Like they are cold in a way.
Not cold, just a little difficult for them to like open up and
Okay,
interact
antisocial
and
in a way,
bare their heart out. It's a little difficult for them.
Okay.
It's okay. Like
Yeah, each to their own, yeah.
Yeah. And I think a lot of guys are like that. It takes time to like break a man's heart, like break a man's barriers. It takes time.
It doesn't take time to break their heart though.
Women are equally fickle, okay? Women are equally, that way.
Yeah.
So that is there, but there were like, I had a few creepy experiences with Japanese guys, and after that I was like, maybe they're onto something.
What happened?
I don't know if I want to share this on.
Fair enough. But yeah, you've done like stand-up comedy there, and you said you want to learn the nuances in India. So how's that work going? How prepared you feel you are for your first set here?
I would say like 80-90% prepared. If Indian audience is ready to hear, my awesome life in Japan stories. I don't know how much they'll relate though, because Indian people cannot relate to the dating life in Japan, or they cannot relate to living in a foreign country as much.
Okay.
Or especially like Japan, because like Japan still is such a question mark to a lot of people. Indians actually don't know a lot about Japan. They know whatever they know is like through anime. It's like, okay, yeah, Naruto is a big part in Tokyo. Yeah, I would totally dated Naruto's cousin.
But how big is anime in Japan? Like, do you see posters everywhere? Do you see a lot of people talking about it?
So, if you like go to Japan, and most of the places are not very heavy on the whole anime culture.
Yeah.
There's just
I thought
one
so.
place. Yeah, there's just like one place in Tokyo where you will see the weebs, where you will see the anime lovers in their natural habitat. This place called Akihabara.
Is it like Times Square? Is it like the Times Square area where there are a lot of lights, tall buildings, and then you have these performers? Is there something that way? Or?
That Times Square place is Shibuya. That's like the party place.
Okay, that's the party
That's like
place.
the bar, the nightlife place
Yeah.
of Tokyo. And then Akihabara is more of a anime place, and it's you'll mostly see a lot of foreigners in that area than Japanese people. So
But I think that's the thing with locals, right? If there are touristy places, they don't want to be part of that because they see all tourists. They've done that. They just want their regular lives, just going to
Yeah, yeah.
places they like.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anime is a part, culture is a part of Japan. People will see like the mainstream animes, but very few like the otakus, where you call them.
What does otaku mean?
Otakus are like like cleanliness freak, so anime freak, otakus.
Oh, okay.
Like a freak of something.
Okay,
know?
okay.
Like you love that thing very passionately, like a nerd. So otakus are those people. In that's a Japanese term.
Okay.
And otakus are actually not that common. Like I did not meet a lot of otakus.
Yeah, probably you met a lot of people 25 and above in their career doing those kind of things.
Yeah,
you didn't
yeah,
meet
yeah.
the teens.
And even if they are otakus, they don't really like it's
Sure,
not like a
yeah.
big deal for them.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we'll see a couple of animes.
Like there are some
Big
people
deal.
here who make that their entire personality. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I love anime.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
coolest
yeah.
thing about me.
Yeah. It's not like I'll see like weirdos complete. I mean, it's fine. You do you.
Yeah, you do you.
Yeah. Dress up, man. Like dress up. Like I know during Halloween. Okay, Halloween is like such a celebrated thing in
Oh yeah,
Shibuya.
what's Halloween like there?
Amazing, but also a little dangerous.
Why?
Did you hear like last year in Korea when I think around Halloween, there were like a lot of people gathered at a certain location, and there were like people died there because of that. A lot of crowd.
Like because of stampede?
Yeah.
Okay.
It happened in Korea, and it can easily happen in Japan. Easily. So like during Halloween in Shibuya, especially, it's like a huge thing. Every person, every Tokyoite is gonna like come there in Shibuya to like look at people in different costumes. And like half of the like last year, half of the people were dressed as that Anna from Spy Family.
No idea what that is.
It's a character, and like a lot of people.
Let me look it up. What exactly is Spy Family?
Spy Family. It's an anime.
Oh, I don't watch anime.
Yeah. Well,
This one.
yeah.
Okay.
A lot of.
So with the pink hair and stuff.
Yeah. Very common.
So what did you dress up as?
I dressed up.
I think you can
as-
pull off an Anna.
I think so too.
Yeah.
No, I dressed up as Top Gun Maverick
Okay.
because nothing is scarier than a Scientologist.
You're a Scientologist too, right? That's
No,
your religion you don't want to talk about.
No.
I understand why you're embarrassed about it, but now the secret is out. But there was another cool thing about Japan I saw. I'll just show it to you. These football teams, Manchester City, they had gone there, and over their bus you could see those screens. I'll show you. The holograms, rather.
Oh yeah. That's a new thing because that was not there.
Like this
before.
one. Like, look
Yeah,
how cool it
I
is.
saw that. I've seen that.
Yeah.
Okay, every cool thing that happens in Japan, I know about it. Okay?
You didn't know about this. You didn't see
It
it.
started now.
Oh, it's a new thing.
Yeah. I mean, usually, you don't see that hologram.
Yeah, that
thing.
look
No,
amazing.
usually you see extra mega big party trucks with pretty boys on the on their as posters.
Yeah.
On the fans, and loud music and like lot of lights. People, it's like people just ignore it. the way they ignore everything. Okay, like it's there.
Because the only Tokyo things I know is from movies, like pop culture mainly, and Tokyo Drift is the movie where I've seen Tokyo the most. And I've seen those parkings and those garages and then those cool looking cars and all those things. So are those things still around? Like, are they prevalent or they just showed that in the movie as
They
a
just showed
one-off
that in
thing?
the movie.
It's not.
It's a miracle to see any car
Oh,
around in Tokyo.
oh wow.
Like only in main Tokyo stations you'll see a little traffic jam.
Yeah.
Apparently that exists in Tokyo. People prefer taking trains. It's just a lot more convenient.
That's
And
true. If the public
public
transport is
transport
good.
is so good, so good. Like only in Tokyo. You get out of Tokyo, you get out of, get more outskirts, even Kyoto and Osaka, the other city.
Yeah.
Public transport is not as good as Tokyo.
Oh.
Even like times when I find the bus drivers outside of Tokyo a little racist, a little mean. Like even Kyoto, like a couple of times where
I want to know how Japanese people are racist to you. Like,
it is okay. So every foreigner will agree with me on this one. Okay, Japanese, most of them are not racist. They try to blend in with their culture. Very rarely you'll find racist Japanese people, and even if they're racist, they'll do it in such a subtle way. You can't say anything about it. Like you won't be able to argue back. Like it doesn't put your life into danger. It's just a big inconvenience. And like when it happens to me, like I'm a strong person, I know the culture, I know how to get around, it's fine. But like when my parents visited and they faced this, it hurt deeply. Because like this, I'm used to it. I can, see it coming, but my parents don't. Like what have they done?
like, give me an example. What happened? Like,
Okay, so I went. So I was taking my parents to Mount Fuji. So there's this place where you can see a beautiful Fuji mountain with a beautiful meadow of flowers, and there was like some flower showing happening, and I wanted to take my parents over there to see that because my dad wanted to see Mount Fuji, and it is like a long bus ride. It's like it's like a 4 hour. Even from Tokyo, like you have to like change buses, you have to change trains and
oh, okay,
buses and all.
not. There's
So
no
yeah, the
direct line.
frequency is bad of the buses.
Yeah.
So and I should have told my dad to like get a license and so that we could have just driven around. It's just better to drive around outside Tokyo.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, you know what? We'll do the whole bus thing because now I was like, I knew how to get there, and I knew like the bus schedules are in like the rural parts is a little tricky to know, but there are like tourist centers everywhere. The best thing about Japan is every place you go you'll see a tourist center over there, so they'll give you all the information and everything. And it was kind of getting late. It was like at 4, and the buses, sometimes the last bus to like take you back to the station is the timing changes. Okay, and I wasn't really sure, so I was like, I took the bus to that one lake, and me and my family was like were the only people in that bus, and the guy was, I think, getting a little annoyed with me and my family. I don't know why. I would like just stand up, and he would be like, "No, sit down. You cannot stand up in a bus." Like, okay, you know what? It's rules. It's fine. You can't really talk on the phone very loud. You can't.
But how would he do that? Like, he's like,
No, they keep an eye. They can keep an eye.
okay.
Yeah, you have to wear your mask. There are like rules. Like the review was so beautiful. I just got up for like 1 second, and I just like, he was
Yeah,
like,
of
no,
course.
sit. So I was like, okay, you know what? Fine, it's rules. You have to follow rules. And we were leaving, and I knew that I don't want to miss the last bus coming back. So I asked him like, oh, hey, when's the last bus? I'd ask him in Japanese. So this guy, he's like, I don't know. Just look at the bus schedule down. I was like, okay. Fine. He was rude, and then me and my family get down, we go to the lake, and we come back, and I know I was like 4:30. The same bus driver comes back to pick us up. He could have just said 4:30 like a normal human being, you know. So like, yeah, this kind of situation very rarely, but you'll face it.
Yeah.
But like so bus drivers are more rude in Kyoto as well. But like the taxi drivers in Kyoto are way nicer. Osaka and Kyoto, they are so nice. They were like doing light conversation with me and my family.